What's up guys, and welcome back to another episode of Career Mode. This is episode number 33, and we start today's stop by taking on another newly promoted side on the back of our defeat in the last game to Burnley, also newly promoted at Turf Moor. Just our second defeat of the season there at the hands of Sean Dyche's Clarets, and now taking on Watford here, back at home, back at the Community Stadium, aiming for revenge in this game. And heading into this one-back game on Saturday night, Arsenal were playing the following day, so we knew if we were to win this game, we'd put the pressure on the Gunners and return to top of the table. We had the first chance, 40 minutes in, great saves, it was still 0-0, but right before the break we would take the lead, and right now this man cannot stop scoring 5 goals in 5 games for Ivan Toney. The shocker with the celebration to match is just on flames as he gives us the opening goal against the Hornets. And 11 minutes after the restart, turns provider, rolls it through to Roberto, and Gutierrez finally gets his 5th goal of the season and his first one at home. All the others coming away from home, this one is first, and it seemed at this point that the points were going to be in the bag. So Brentford 2, Watford 0, in complete control here against the Hornets, who really didn't measure up at all. And 71 minutes in, this was really cool here. Oh, I love how you can just angle your players' runs nowadays. Yeah, Ezri Konsa keeps holding the ball after the corner's only half dealt with. Watford didn't really regain position, so I just asked Sean Pratt, who was going back to the halfway line to defend as part of our back three. I said, Sean, go the other way. Go the other way. L1, flicked the stick, watched him run forward. He found a pocket of space, chips it across, and there's Gutierrez with the brace. Final score, Brentford 3, Watford 0. Back to top of the table for now. And I'm just starting to feel like we could be the new Leicester City. Now, I know back in the 2015-2016, one of sport's greatest fairy tale stories ever, that was their second year back in the Premier League, after, of course, their first year was the year before that, after gaining promotion a couple years before then. This is our third year in the Premier League, but it just feels like it's a kind of Leicester City story, you know? Off to a really good start, a lot of pundits talking about us, how long can we maintain it? But we keep maintaining it. Big win there, back on track after our second defeat of the season, and temporarily back to top of the table. So it's just starting to wonder, is this our Leicester City season? Is this the fairy tale year where we go all the way and win the championship? Well, if we're going to do that, we can't afford to have too many defeats between now and Christmas time. Second game of today's episode away from home in the North East against Newcastle United, facing the Magpies, who they themselves are off to a good start this season, knocking on the door of European football with Steve Bruce somehow still there. Taking them on, they take the lead early through Darwin Nunez. He made it 1-0, and after Ivan Toney missed from a corner, he would then double the lead in the second half. This guy tore me apart last season a couple of times, and he's done it again. He's a really clinical poacher in this Newcastle team, and 65 minutes in, after Ray makes a great save here on Iheanacho, once again guilty of trying to play out from the back, give the ball away, Longstaff rolls it across, and who's there to turn in from close range? It's that man once again, Darwin Nunez with the hat-trick, and that's the second hat-trick we've seen an AI striker get against us in 3 games. First Rui Diaz with Burnley, and now Nunez with the Magpies. Newcastle 3, Burnley 0, and Brentford 0, and I was thinking, goodness gracious me, I don't know what's going on. I really don't. 4 minutes to go, we get a consolation goal through Brian and Mbuemo, took the armband after Ivan Toney was subbed off, but that's our second defeat in 3 games. Second player who scored a hat-trick against us in 3 games. Second game in 3 with the same scoreline, 3-1. 6 goals conceded in those 2 games. And yeah, great to get the win against Watford, but right now, I really can't defend. I really can't. It's the fact we're outscoring most teams as to where we are right now. I know it sounds obvious, but it's true. But that defeat there, as you can see, closing out November, drops us down to 3rd, but only on goal difference. 1 clear of Manchester United in 4th, 2 clear of Man City in 5th. So Arsenal and Liverpool above us in the table right now, but it's only on goal difference, and we need to remember that. Yes, it's our 3rd defeat of the season, 2 defeats in 3, not a great little mini patch of form here for Brentford, but we're in 3rd place. We're in the top 4. If you were to say at the start of the season that we'd finish in 3rd and only miss out on a title in goal difference, I would have laughed and said, bro, you need a drug test, mate, because you've been smoking something, I know it for sure. But right now we are where we are. We're only behind the league leaders on goal difference. It's been an amazing start to the season, and I'm going to continue to dream big. Yes, the Europa League is what the board want. I would have taken Europa Conference League at the start of the season, but now I'm sitting here saying I think Europa League should be our minimum expectation. Because the team has grown so nicely. We're a 4.5-star team now, and we're not that far away from becoming a 5-star side. And it's because our players have been improving and growing so much in training. See our fixtures for December here, some really tough games. Starting with Aston Villa at home, then we've got Liverpool away, Manchester United at home, and then West Ham away. 3 games in the space of 6 days, and then Arsenal at home on Christmas Eve, Wolves, and then Leicester away is our final game on New Year's Eve. Yeah, that is an incredibly tough run of fixtures coming in December, but yeah, I think now we got to say Europa League should be the minimum target, right? I mean, a great start to the season, 3 defeats, yes, but we're looking so much more effective in front of goal. Ivan Toney simply cannot stop scoring. I genuinely do believe now that whilst at the start of the season I was surprised by the board expectation of breaking up the top 6, there's no reason we can't do it. Staying in the top 4, that's my dream. That's what's going to be our target. Think big, aim high. But the Europa League is the minimum objective for us now this season. So for our third game of today's episode, aims to get back on track here with our first one in December, and we take the lead early. Roberto once again coming back from injury and looking as good as ever, gives us the lead after Stanley Young's cutback. What a start for Ashley Young's nephew in this team. Another assist, 3rd already the campaign, as Gutierrez makes it 1-0, and after hitting the post in the second half, Aston Villa weathered the storm before the break, but in the second half I made it rain once again. 3 minutes after the restart, Toney rolls through Stanley, and oh yeah, Ashley Young, fan favourite with Aston Villa, but his nephew scored his first goal in professional football against them. Released by the Aston Villa Academy in the summer, they said he wasn't going to be as good as his uncle, but Stanley Young drills in his first in pro football, and of course, fitting it comes against the club that released him. No respect with the celebration, absolutely no way. Brentford 2, Aston Villa 0, Stanley's first in pro football. Villa will get back in the game. Speaking of players scoring against their former clubs, Ollie Watkins makes it 2-1 and celebrates himself. Brentford 2, Aston Villa 1. The visitors back in the game with 3 minutes to go. What a through ball this was to Hernandez, who rolls it across. Oh, but it's behind Ivan Toney. Young keeps the chance alive though, finds Juan, flicking to Ivan Toney, who bends it into the top corner and keeps his scoring streak alive. Oh no, he doesn't. We lost it against Newcastle. Sorry, he's back amongst the goals in this one here. Toney makes it 3-1, restores our 2-goal cushion. I love the flick by Hernandez as well. I signed him to be a pure out-and-out goal scorer. He's more of a provider in this team, but gets the assist there. Toney back amongst the scorers, makes it 3-1, wraps up the points, and then in stoppage time, a chance to make it 4. Once again, it's Hernandez with the through ball over the top. And when a striker's feeling himself, he can just do things like this with ease. Toney nods the ball onto himself, and on a half volley with the weaker left foot, he just teases Livakovic. This is just naughty from Ivan Toney. Oh, just out of the reach of the goalkeeper and into the back of the net. Brentford 4, Aston Villa 1, and I'll say it again. We can't keep clean sheets. We've only had 3 all season long. We're not going to see David Raya win the Golden Glove. But we could definitely make a case for being the top scoring team in the Premier League this year, especially when this man continues to bang them in. A goalless game against Newcastle, his former team, but then 2 there against Aston Villa. 4-1 the final score. And a massive win to get back on track on the back of the defeat to the Magpies. And for our following game, 4-4 in today's episode, absolutely massive. Liverpool, Anfield, both teams neck and neck in the table, and if we are to be a top 4 team, if we are to have a Leicester City miracle season, these are the games where we've got to be brave and go for the wins. 10 minutes in, Liverpool had the first chance. Raya makes the save, fumbles it a little bit, we get the danger away. But a few minutes later, the Reds kept the chance alive here, and after a nice little pass to find Kulusevski on the edge, bends it wide, and the score remains at 0-0. They made the brighter start, they looked a better team, and in the first half we know Liverpool's attack is so deadly at times. I literally just could not keep them at bay. I knew at some point they'd take the lead, and they would as well. 35 minutes into the game, lovely pass across to Pedri, and the former Barcelona midfielder converts past Raya. and makes it 1-0. And it was coming. It was coming. It was a first half dominated by Liverpool, really. I could barely get out of my half in the first half. 1-0 down. We did have a chance, though, with 4 minutes to go in the first half. Ivan Toney, the man of the season so far, takes it around Trent, rolls through Gutierrez, chips it over Alisson, and off the line by Pau Torres. How close was that? I thought he'd gone in initially, as Mbuemo's shot was denied by the Brazilian, but you'll see on the replay in the goal decision system, look at that. Pau Torres running back, saves the goal in the nick of time and clears it off the line. Brilliant defending. Liverpool still lead at the break. So encouraging signs to end the first half. And in the second half, we were weathering the storm quite nicely. Liverpool didn't really have that many clear-cut chances until they did. From a corner, we failed to deal with it. 22 minutes after the restart. And at one end, he makes an incredible goal-saving clearance on the line. At the other, has some Messi-esque dribbling and smacks it in. Pau Torres, game winner at both ends of the pitch. Liverpool 2, Brentford 0. And what did I just say in that last game? Oh, we could be the top scorers in the league this year. Yeah, no one can stop us. Yeah, we got an amazing attack. Yeah, we can't stop scoring. Yeah, well, we did this game here at Anfield. 2-0, the final score, blunted by Jurgen Klopp's Reds. And unfortunately, a big loss there against a side that we'll be battling this year with, if not for the title, then for a top 4 place. That defeat there, and our third in our last 5, sees us slip out of the top 4 and drop to 5th into a Europa League spot. And our next games, Manchester United at home in midweek, and then West Ham away on the weekend. It doesn't get any easier, but these are the tough periods that we expect during a season. If you want to be great, you got to come through these tough patches here with good results. Well, for the following game, Wednesday night, Manchester United coming to take us on. They themselves wanted to be in the race for the title or the top 4. They'd take the lead after a gaff from yours truly. Trying to pass out from the back with Ryan Niambe, gave the ball away, and Cristiano Ronaldo receives the ball and drills it in. Manchester United in front, up by a goal. We needed something special and we'd get it to find our level. The 2 goals in 3 games for Ashley Young's nephew. His uncle played for the Red Devils for many, many years, and he's just scored against them. He's only going to score against former Ashley Young teams. So when we're up against Inter Milan, watch him be the first goal scorer. Stanley Young drills it in. De Gea should have made the save, no doubt about it. Hey, we're going to take it. Glorious chest and volley from Stanley Young. Brentford back on level terms. And as it was coming towards half-time, we were still tied at 1-1. And as the play continued here in stoppage time, there was only supposed to be a minute of added time added on. And unfortunately, Marcus Rashford scored into the 3rd added minute of time. And at this point, as he was celebrating with Solskjaer, I was on the touchline fuming in the 4th official's ear saying, where on earth did those extra 2 minutes come? After we cleared that corner, I was expecting the referee to blow for half time. The danger was over. We cleared the corner, yet the referee played on. And it wasn't Fergie time, but Ollie time. The Red Devils get the goal, but you know the old saying, it's a minimum of 1 minute of additional time. Manchester United capitalise on the referee not blowing for half time, make it 2-1, and then in the second half, well, this was pretty comical, I'm not going to lie here. Little deflection off the tackle, no one took charge, everyone ball watching, but you know who wasn't? Bruno Fernandes runs onto it, nice little piece of skill, and the finish as well. The Red Devils make it 3-1, give themselves a 2-goal cushion, and that would surely be that. Did look for at least a consolation goal later on, and we get it as well. Ricky J. Jones off the bench gets his 2nd of the season. Both goals coming from the bench as he made it 3-2, but unfortunately, like Jojo, it was just a little too late. 3-2 the final score. The Red Devils win a 5-goal thriller on Wednesday night. But for Brentford, back-to-back defeats for the first time this season. 4 defeats in our last 6 games. Pretty worrying patch of form for Brentford. We were doing so well, but now struggling a little bit. Down to 6th in the table. We're only 1 point behind Everton in 4th, but now 4 points behind league leaders Liverpool. Maybe, just maybe, we need to calm our ambitions down a little bit. And remember, it's a marathon, not a sprint. But that was this episode of Career Mode, guys. Big fan. If you watched it, if you have, enjoy it. If you had, then please do drop a like. Much love to you all. Have a fantastic day, and I'll see you for the next episode of Career Mode very soon.